Good afternoon, everybody. Dwoodog back here again in the shop, August 29th, 2024. It's getting on for 3 in the afternoon, so we're getting a late start because if you watch my videos, you know that I've always got a bunch of goofy errands to do in the morning, and by the time I get out to doing anything, it's already well into the afternoon. But I wanted to come out and make a start on this cabinet for the shop here. It's just going to be, you know, basic shop furniture, so I thought I'd bring you along. I haven't uploaded anything for about a week now or so because, you know, it's easy to get busy, and, you know, unfortunately YouTube videos have to take a back seat. So I don't like it, but what can you do? So we got a little work table here. We got 2 low-grade 4x8s over here of plywood, and we're going to make a shelf that's about, I was going to make it 4 foot wide, but I thought that's a bit wide for the shelves. I don't want them bowing if you put heavy stuff on the shelves. So I think we'll just go with 3 feet. I think 3 feet is a good length. Unfortunately, I don't have access to metal, which would have been sweet to make metal shelves. But I thought something that's wood would look a little bit more homemade, a little bit more, you know, aesthetically pleasing than just a basic metal Home Depot type shelf. If I had access to metal and I knew how to weld and all that kind of crapola, and I had a welder, yeah, maybe, but I don't, so whatever. We're going to make a stab at starting on getting this going. I got to clean all this crap off the table, and then we will cut our pieces of plywood. So I'm only going to make the shelf, I'm only going to make the unit 3 feet wide, around 18 to 20 inches deep. I was going to make it a full 24, but I thought that's a bit too deep because things get lost in the back. And I think 20 inches is more than good enough. 18 to 20 inches, give or take. You get a lot in there. And it's going to be about 7 feet high. So I got lots of shelf space in there, man. And there's always stuff you can put up high that you don't use very often. And it's not going to have fixed shelves, it's going to have adjustable shelves. Because sometimes you put smaller stuff in there than others. I was thinking maybe if I get creative enough, maybe put a couple of drawers in there. That'll really be taxing my woodworking ability, guys, if I put like maybe 3 drawers in there. It would be cool though. It would be cool. So yeah, let's see what kind of damage we can do and get cracking on this thing. Get this table cleared off. I'm going to have to start throwing some of these little pieces of wood away. But I always think, you know, these work awesome for like paint stir sticks, little spacers, you know. Let's manhandle our wood up here. So we're going to put both pieces, up at the same time. That way we can cut them at the same time. The point I'm making is, why lift these suckers onto that table, which these shiny things, they weigh a friggin' ton, man. And I'm not exactly into that much manual labor.
Okay guys, as I had noted in my previous bit of text there you saw on the screen, I'm not going to cut these up on the bench because they're way too big and heavy. So I'm just getting them, all the edges lined up here while they're on the floor. And then I'll make all my cuts on the floor. That way, you know, it's not so heavy to lug around. It's much easier to do this on the floor. So it just, you know, just wanted to make that clear for you guys.
We've got to support the end so it doesn't just flog down and it'll chip the other end. Dang, cutting wood makes a big mess. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it chipped a little on the end there. But what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? I tell you guys, these jigs, yeah, you can get a track saw and all that stuff, but you know, if you don't use it very often, you really can make do without it. Support the end, so like I said, so it doesn't just flog off, bust. And we gotta support this end with something. Don't usually like leaning anything against the garage door in case I forget and then pull a boneheaded maneuver and open it. But we're going to do it anyway, just for a minute. Straighten this thing. Okay, so we got our back, and this piece on the floor here, this is going to be our two sides. So we are going to cut those at 20 inches, 20-inch deep shelves in this little thing. I think what we should do is, I was thinking maybe cut them a little bit long, a little bit wider, like about maybe ½ an inch wide, and then just to true them up, run them through the table saw. Forget the table saw, just make our 2 cuts, and then sandwich the 2 together, and then recut them one more time so they're exactly the same length. Maybe that would be a better idea. Then we don't have to muck around with the table saw and all that, because I gotta go get the vacuum. I don't have an outfeed table, which is really whizzing me off. And it's my own fault. I just haven't bought, I haven't made one. Or I could just buy a simple hurt and roller thingy. Alright, we got our 2 pieces cut, 2 sides, more manageable. I'm just going to finish them on the table saw. You'll get a more accurate cut. Okay, so we got our back and 2 sides cut. We got to true up the sides on the table saw. So I gotta go get the vacuum because the table saw makes a big mess. And I gotta swap the fine cut blade over to the rip cut blade. So all that's gonna take about 15-20 minutes, give or take. I'm just gonna turn the camera off, the battery's almost dead anyways, so I'll bring you back when I get more set up. Okay, we gotta get the fine cut blade off and the rip cut blade on. And don't drop the bolt down in there. And with these carbide blades, try not to clank them against the metal parts of the saw too much. DeWalt 60 tooth, not a bad blade. Okay, now we're sporting a DeWalt 32 tooth. Make sure you put the blade on the right way. Make sure the mating surface is clean. There we go. Well, let's just say that you would cause yourself quite a bit of grief. Don't forget to adjust your riving knife every now and then. You're gonna need a micrometer gauge or whatever you call it, because you need to make adjustments to the gauge in the ten thousandths or thousandths, whatever it is, 10 thousandths. Okay. Righty-tighty. Let's get a gauge here on our height. And we're probably going to be doing one at a time. Should be good. Okay, you don't want the blade too high up. Just as you can see, just barely sticking above your work. See that right there? Just barely sticking above your work. There's a lot of sawdusty mess, guys. Down in there too, I bet. Alright, so we've got our two sides done and our back. What do we got to do now? I'm glad you asked, because I don't know. We need to join the sides to the back. Now, how do we want to do that? Alright, let me turn off the camera for a moment and see how I'm going to do this, if I want to make any dados or just do it the quick and dirty way. Good day, everybody. Dwoodog back at you. We're back in the shop. September 14th, Saturday, 2024. It's around, I don't know, 1 in the afternoon, something like that. So by now you would have already watched part 1, where we just kind of cut up our big 4x8 sheet of plywood into some more manageable pieces. And today we are going to do some routing. We're going to make like a rabbet along the edge so that it fits together nicely. And that will be our two sides that we're going to do that on. So we'll get cracking on that. And oh yeah, one thing we're going to do, and well, this is going to make some noise again, so we're going to be back to that old deal. Being in the middle of September, it's only about 14 degrees in here, so it's not cold, but it's a little bit uncomfortable. I didn't bring a coat with me because I'm not quite ready for that yet, but we got to do something here, and I hate to do it. Hate to do it. We got to turn the heater on just for a while. We'll wait till it warms up a bit in here, and then we'll put it back to the auto setting. But we're going to let it run for maybe about half hour. Oh, well, you know, whatever. It's summer's over, man. Can't fight it, dudes. If you didn't get all your gardening and planting and plowing and patios built and all that crap done by now, might as well wait till next year, man. You kept up with me. You watched what I was doing. I got a fair bit of summer tasks done. But you know, you always end off feeling like there's more to do, right? So let me get you set up here, and we'll kind of crack on. All right. Okay. So we're gonna do our rabbit on the edge here. We've got everything set up. We've got our straight board measured to. With the, this is very difficult to do, man. 78 millimeters accounts for the distance between here and here, plus 3/4 that we're going to be taking off here. So 78 mil, when we measure it, we get 78 mil. Perfect. And I've checked it all the way down the line. So that should give us a nice 3/4 inch rabbit for the back to fit into. Okay, that's one pass. Let's do another one. We gotta put it down all the way. Holy crap! Dust City, man. Let's see how she is. See if we can find a scrap piece of 3/4 inch. All right. Now, do you think I should make it another millimeter? Half a millimeter? Time to do it. Can't change our mind after all this is put away. Not very easily anyway. Another millimeter, man. Good here. There's a piece of wood. Here it is. Good. Better. Oh yeah, definitely good. Definitely good. Definitely good. Okay, I'm happy with that. Alright, I'll give you guys a closer look. There's what we're dealing with. And that's pretty much what it looks like all the way down. Alright. Saying that this kicked up a bit of dust is an understatement. The floor looks like it's carpeted in sawdust. Holy crud sticks. My workbench. Yowza. Well, we're going to clean all this up, man. Oh. Oh yeah, we're not really done with the router, are we? We still got to do I still want to do kind of a middle support route. Well, let's get this off of here for now. We'll put the back on and make heads or tails of stuff. Put this over here for now. That didn't make a lot of noise. We want to measure about the halfway, midway mark. Okay, so what we're doing here, just to kind of make a quick little reference so that you get what I'm doing, is we're going to have, right along the middle, we're going to have a support piece that's part of the structure, structurally sound, adding structure, whatever, and that's going to be glued in there. So the plan is the plan is we're going to route some grooves in there, route some dados for this to sit down in there. I never made a routing jig yet or anything, so we're going to have to do this kind of the old school way. But you'll get it, you'll see as we go. It's actually getting warm over here. This is a nice piece of oak, man. Looks even. We'll call it even. Okay. Now we just kind of boogie along here. Boogie down, across the USA. Definitely not going to fit very good. That's going to be really tight. We need to knock it a millimeter, a milli more.
A few moments later.
Okay, so why we had to do it twice, you ask? The groove was a little bit tight, so I moved this back, our guide rail here, moved it back to add a millimeter of depth, of width to the dado. So hopefully it should be, you know, loose but not sloppy. That's what we were looking for. That'll glue up nice. That'll glue up nice. Yeah, it's a little bit sloppy, but you know, I ain't no Norm Abram, man. And see here, if we reference back to our picture diagram, you see the support shelf right here in the middle. Yeah, hold it up a little bit, but yeah, you can see it right there. Okay, so yeah, you should get what's going on. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on getting this shop more, you know, usable. And by usable, I mean more ready to go when you want to start doing something. Before I bring the my tractor implements back in, which is the land plane and the grapple, I'm going to do a nice vacuum cleanup in here. Got our, let's update what we're doing here. So here's our back, right here. Here's our side. We've scribed a line that matches the other dado. And our two boards are perfectly squared and lined up. So we're good there. So what we're doing now is we are going to attempt to line up our router bit, which ain't as easy as it looks. I know what's going on. We're going to have to bump this a millimeter in. I can tell you already. That's way too tight, man. We need to come a millimeter in. Beauty. Yeah, beauty, man. Oh, beauty. Yeah, fits like a gloveroonie. Let's get number Duso up on the operating table. Well, like one of the other YouTubers likes to say, thumbs up, gentlemen. I'm working hard to get you content to watch, and I'm also, you know, getting my own stuff done at the same time. Now I know I'm not putting a lot of camera work into this, but you know, at the end of the day, still got to mess around with the camera a little bit. Not to mention the amount of editing I'm going to have to do. to get to, you know, make this viewable because there's a lot of dead air here. Okay, so you may not be able to see it on camera, but there is a small little ridge here that's going to cause us problems. It's not going to fit. Alright guys, with a little bit of setting up and a little bit of mucking around, you can get it pretty good. That is definitely working. Alright, let's stick our piece of wood in there and make sure we're good to go. I'm pretty sure we will be. Oh yeah, no worries. No worries. Little sloppy maybe, but you know. I'm not exactly Norm Abram. But for my skill level, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Huh. What a load of mess. Holy crap. I'm going to show you guys the floor over here. Oh, look at the floor. Brutal. And my workbench. Holy cow. You know, it looks like an abandoned shop that no one's been out here for like 60 years. Okay, are we calling it quits for the day? I don't know. Oh, my feet are kind of getting achy. But yeah, you know, doing these dados, especially, there's probably a quicker way to do them than what I was doing. I don't know, it probably is. But for my skill level and the fact that I don't want to muck this up, and I've rushed a lot in the past and I've made stupid mistakes to the point where I've had to go buy another piece of wood. These sheets of 3/4 inch D-grade crap are still like, I don't know, like $75 each or something like that. $60 each, something. Yeah, they're too expensive to mess up. And yeah, you know, you could say, well, you know, I didn't really, yeah, I messed it up. I gotta go buy another piece, but I can use the piece I messed up for something down the road. Yeah, you can, but that's not the point. We want to get to the point where we're not making stupid mistakes because we rushed or didn't, you know, measure carefully enough. So let's just avoid that altogether. So we're on to the gluing now, sort of. Oh, well, yeah, we got to put our two sides, stand them up, put our two sides on. And then we've got to put our little structural piece in the middle, and then we glue that up. Well, we don't really glue it up yet. We got to make a top and a bottom as well. So before we really glue anything, we make our top, our bottom, and our middle, and then we glue and we tack at the same time. Tacking, I still have a problem tacking it. I shoot the tacks out the side a lot. Probably out of 10 I'll get 3 out the side, so I'm probably around 70%. Just, and I'm not screwing it together. I'm not screwing it or nailing it or anything like that. I'm just going to use the air brads. So, you know, that I need improvement there, and this is just shop furniture, so you know, if you kind of shoot one out the side by mistake, it's not the end of the world. Just, you know, be careful type thing. Don't know if I'm going to call it quits for the day. I probably am. Still got more mucking around. Tomorrow I'm not going to be in the shop because on Monday I got to bring the truck in to get the backup camera fixed. And that was not because it broke while I owned it. It's just, you know, it was broken. It wasn't working when I bought the truck. So they said, well, we'll fix it. We have to order the part. And that was I've owned the truck about 3 weeks now or so. Finally, it's getting fixed tomorrow. You know, in my opinion, they should have, you know, if they're going to put a truck out on the lot to sell, they should make sure everything's working on it. Don't wait till some poor bugger buys it and then decide, and then, you know, let them know, hey, the backup camera's not working, we got to fix that. It's like, well, why didn't you fix it while it was sitting on the lot before somebody bought it, you know? Whatever, right? Oh. And, you know, they're probably, the way the guy was talking at the service department, they're not going to have a loaner. So I'm going to have to drive an hour and a half to the dealer, and then I'm going to have to sit there for anywhere between 3, 4, maybe 5 hours waiting for the vehicle to get repaired. Chevy Beretta flashbacks or what? They should have called that thing the Chevy Lemon, not the Chevy Beretta. It was a cool car. It was a sweet looking car. But man, did that thing ever break a lot. Anyways, yeah, tomorrow we got to wash the truck, clean it up a little bit. I don't want to bring it back looking like, you know, Pigpen owns it. You know, because it's very dusty out this way, and not to mention, you know, it gets garbage in it, McDonald's bags, coffee cups, various wrappers from, you know, chips or whatever you bought. I try to minimize, I wouldn't say minimize, but I try to be very careful eating in the car. You know, I don't want to make a big mess and trash the poor car, but you're going to eventually eat in it anyways. You're going to at least have a coffee or some dump. So, yeah. So let's clear this thing. Do a little bit, well, you know, let's just do nothing else. Let's just call it done. Oh yeah, I usually don't say shout out to, well, let me ask you this, guys. I got a question for you. I'm not going to name the channel because, you know, it doesn't make any difference. But a lot of these YouTube channels, I'm noticing they have kind of like a join membership thing where members get kind of more behind the scenes or exclusive content. I'm certainly not at that level yet where I have the audience that would join. I don't have any exclusive content to hand out. I'm trying to get subscribers, so everything I record goes up on my public viewing. But yeah, so, and to join, they want $5 a month. Now, $5 a month isn't the end of the world, times 1. You get, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 channels that you subscribe to. That could be another 10, 15, $20 a month. I personally say no. I'm not joining. I don't care how much I like the channel or what's going on or how exclusive the content is. Sorry, man. If it's not just posted for everyone to watch, I'm not joining. No. I've got enough bills and enough hands in my pocket every month. I'm not, you know, I'm not wasting another $5 or $10 on YouTube channels that to subscribe to. If I was going to do anything subscribing to YouTube, I would probably subscribe to YouTube itself just to eliminate the ads and get more access to whatever else YouTube offers when you subscribe. So yeah, you could subscribe to YouTube, you could subscribe to 2 or 3 channels. Frig's sakes, man, at the end of the month, just for YouTube alone, you could be into it for 25 bucks a month. That's ridiculous, man. Sorry, dude. Sorry, dudes, I'm not subscribing to any of your channels to get exclusive content. Like I said, I've got enough hands in my pockets every month that it's got to stop somewhere, man. It's got to stop somewhere. I can't just keep subscribing to everything. I'd like to. I wish I could. But, yeah, can't do it, man. I've already got enough bills without more. And when it comes to, like, those little things like $5 for this, $5 for that, that's where the old saying comes from, you know, I'm being nickel and dime to death. Because, you know, yeah, it's not the end of the world. $5 isn't probably going to make or break most of us. But, you know, Billy wants $5. Susie Hoo Hoo wants $5. Johnny wants $5. You know, Paul wants $5, you know, give me a break, man. I can't, you know, my pockets only go so deep, man. And when it comes to little things like that, sorry, Susie Hoo Hoo, you're going to have to get other people to subscribe to your YouTube channel, because I'm not. So, yeah, that's my rant for today, guys. Anyways, well, that's about it. You know the drill. Thanks for subscribing. I'm up to about 148 subscribers, give or take. We're almost at the big 150. So we're chugging along. Not at record speeds, but you know, we're not going backwards. And I gotta go in and start editing these. I can't talk, man. Can't talk. My next big summer chore, last of the big summer chores, are going to be firewood, which are coming up in a couple of weeks. And then we're going to get cracking on that. We're going to have to go hot and heavy on firewood, because I've got 1.5 rows in my firewood shed. I'd like to get 4 rows in there, so that means I got to do another 3.5 rows to get that to 4. That'll get rid of some of those logs that are right out in the front here. So, yeah. Not to mention, processing firewood makes a big mess. Sawdust, bits of bark everywhere. Wish I had a better area to do it than like on the driveway, which is a huge cleanup when you're done. Well, I've kind of got a little off area this time, but you know, it's still going to make a friggin' huge size mess, but whatever. Oh crap. To go to bed early or have an afternoon nap or something, man. But anyways, like I said, guys, thanks for subscribing. Sayonara from the Dwoodog. Have a good one.